Hey YouTube, it is me, Shane of FABFITFUN.com, and welcome back to my channel. As always, love having you guys here. Now, we are back with oh, good Lord, see, I'm hungry. Week 4 of Insecure on HBO. It is Cinco de Mayo, actually, as I'm filming this, and if you remember last week, it was Taco Tuesday, and when this week came around, I was like, dang, I should have, waited a week for Taco Tuesday, but you know what? It don't matter, we here. And we got to talk about this week's episode. Honestly, we got a lot to cover because I'm on the fence about a lot of different topics in this episode. So I'm gonna quickly go through what I have. I forgot where I ordered from. It's someplace here in Jersey, but I will link it down below, or put the name down below when I go edit all this. But I got a quesadilla. Yes, I know it's pronounced quesadilla. I got it. Thank you. But quesadilla. I got some flautas, and then I got some chips and guac. Honestly, high key, I used to hate guacamole because I used to hate everything that was avocado. And then, as I matured, okay, as my palate grew, I've learned to love guacamole and avocado. So there's that. So I'm going to hop into this video very quickly. But before I do any of that, if this is your first time seeing this lovely face, hi, welcome. I am Shayna of FABFITFUN.com. I do a little bit of everything here on this channel. So go ahead and subscribe down below and come on in and join this awesome family because I'm awesome and my subscribers are hella awesome. But say with me, y'all, if you are oldie but a goodie, you know I have absolutely nothing but love for you. So please, everybody, go ahead and hit the bell notification down below so that way you're notified every single time I upload a new video here on this channel. And without further ado, I'm a wee bit hungry, so let's just go ahead and talk about Insecure episode 4. All right, let's just get right into the big elephant in the room. Molly and Issa. I don't know. I feel like the show, the writers right now are being really on the nose with Molly and Issa and their tumultuous friendship at the current moment. I feel like they're really going hard to let us know that Molly and Issa are struggling as friends. There is this real let's let it be known, y'all. They don't like each other right now. Because that parking scene, y'all, come on now. First of all, Molly was wrong. Period. Molly was wrong. You saw the person about to back up. Now, I don't know about other states in the country, but in New York, in New Jersey, parallel parking is part of your life, right? So, common sense, if you saw somebody stop, you had to have seen Issa's reverse lights on. So, why would you even pull in, Molly? Who parallel parks pulling in like that? Molly? Come on. That was just dumb. You saw her. You saw her trying to pull in. Why would you? And then when Issa goes and parks somewhere else, and Molly and Issa was like, you're going to drive me to my car since I'll let you have the spot. Molly was like, how are you going to take a spot that was mine? You weren't even there, sis. You being petty. You're being petty. And it's that type of stuff right there, that annoys me. That makes me mad because I'm like, girl, you doing stuff because now you're upset at me. And since neither one of them know how to communicate properly, this is what they do. Nah. I was over Molly. That whole situation could have been avoided. Seriously. And I feel like Molly was just being absolutely petty for no reason. And I really feel like Molly's petty definitely took a turn when they were in the house. And for her to talk to Issa, well, since you weren't here last week, we decided that they're going to go over there. Girl, are you trying to win a prize or something? You don't sit your goofy ass down somewhere with that foolishness. And then she over here acting like her and Andrew, the second coming of Oprah and Gail. When I'm down, Andrew is there for me. You using that poor boy. That's what you doing. Talk about as if y'all been really going well and thriving and shit. Y'all just figured it out. And every other damn week, they having some sort of serious conversation about their relationship. I'm like, how many problems can a couple have? This early on that you always have to have a conversation about what y'all did wrong. Molly, stop it. She over here act like you cannot compare Andrew to Derek. When I'm low, he's there for me any hour. Like, if you don't have a, like, stage left, Molly. I was so bothered by that because I'm like, where is this shade coming from? With both of them. And I think it's interesting because I'm like, that type of comment of like, okay, Jada, I see you red table talking. That's a joke that Issa would have said at any point. So for Molly to take it personal, and then it didn't help that Kelly and Tiffany laughed at it. So now Molly felt some kind of way. But that's something that any one of them could have possibly said at any point in time. So I feel like Molly definitely took that to heart for no reason. I mean, if she did, that's her choice and that's her emotions, and that's fine. But like, I'm kind of like, that was not that serious to be mad about. And then for both Issa and Molly to be talking to Tiffany and Kelly, like, has Issa said anything? Has Molly said anything? I'm like, how about y'all go ask the horse we're talking about? Come on now. Get it from the horse's mouth. Stop this. Stop it. The two of you are too old for this shit. Excuse me, y'all. Like, like, is anybody else bothered by that? Like, you saw how Issa had to go to Kelly and be like, well, has Molly said anything to you? And Kelly's like, about what? And then you saw Tiffany and Molly. Molly's like, well, has Issa said anything? And Tiffany's like, about what? And the thing is, like, Molly and Issa, y'all have your own relationship, and then Kelly and Tiffany have their own relationship. So I don't understand why y'all have to separate yourselves to go ask about the other one. Especially when Tiffany is dealing with a newborn, and Kelly is doing her best to be there for Tiffany in this moment with the newborn. Which, let me sideways real quick about that. I think Kelly and Tiffany's relationship has come a very long way since last season. Y'all remember at the baby shower how upset Kelly was about not being a part of the planning process with Tiffany's baby shower. So part of me feels like Kelly is doing a lot to make up for that and to like basically prove to Tiffany that like, listen, I'm still your friend. I'm still here for you. Because I mean, we all know once your friends have babies, everything changes. Like, you know, they're going to be tired all the time. They're not going to want to go places. Or if you do go places, you have to go early. You got to find a babysitter. Like, your dynamic as a friendship changes when your friends have babies. So I feel like Kelly is really trying to still like remind Tiffany, like, I'm here for you. Like, yeah, we partied it up, but I'm still your friend. So now I have to be your friend in a different capacity and still be here for you. So I'm interested to see how that continues to evolve because they've come a long way. They've come a very, very long way since last season. So speaking of Tiffany, so I appreciated how they tried to, you know, loop in the the health issues that Black women tend to have, especially when it comes to maternity. How, you know, Tiff was talking about how she saying that she was about to pass out, doctors didn't believe her, and then you know, she had a blood clot, all this, that, and the third, or whatever. I appreciated that. I honestly feel like it was sort of a blip, so I really hope that they do an actual or some sort of other expounding on that, because I feel like that is a topic that you can't just throw in a conversation, because that's a topic that is very real and it's very in depth and it has a lot of moving parts and components that I feel like they gotta listen to us. That's how they almost killed Serena. I'm like, okay, but like, can we really discuss this? You know, really talk about it, because I feel like it was kind of just blown over in a bit. And I feel there's so much more they could do with that topic. Let me go to Molly and Andrew. Okay. I'm torn. I don't know how y'all feel. I'm torn with Molly and Andrew because I get what Andrew was saying. The constant, like, blowing him off. They make plans. She's like, oh, no. Like, and then, like, last minute, I'm not coming. I gotta work. Knew he was coming over. But you know, she's went and finished her work, which is fine. But then you say, oh, just until 9 o'clock. And it's 1:45 a.m. Then you want to crawl in the bed, and now you want him to have sex with you. Little things like that. While I want to be on the yes, girl, get your money, working woman, power, yes, all of it. Part of me cannot be okay with that, because we would not tolerate that same kind of behavior from men. If the shoe was on the other foot And there was a constant of Andrew blowing her off, working. Or, he has her over, but then he's like, oh, let me go finish his work. And then she done passed out. Now he's working late. Like, I feel like this same behavior, if it was from a man, we would be dogging him out on some, you don't show her enough attention. That's not right. You make time for what you want to make time for. So I don't think Molly gets a pass for overworking herself. I don't. And I mean, y'all could disagree with me on that and feel free to, but I just don't think she get a pass because she's a black woman and she's doing her shit. Like, I love that, but also, would that behavior be tolerated with a black man? Or any man for that matter, right? Because, you saw when she was eating and she was working with her coworkers, right? Homegirl was like, I gotta go watch my kids. Cool. The other girl was like, oh, no worries, I can stay. I can just tell my, my booty call, my side piece, brain check. And Molly's like, oh, yeah, no worries, I can. And I'm just like, but, and then her coworker's like, well, didn't you say you were going somewhere? And I'm just like, so the man make plans with you, solidify the plans. Like, he taking the initiative to make plans with you. And then you still blowing off said plans. But if he didn't make plans with you, would you be upset? Like, it's like little things like that. I'm just like, Molly, just, Molly, just go ahead and be single. I mean, there was a scene where she's like, let's try to make it work, this and that, third. I don't believe Molly will do it. I feel like Molly's going to fall back into her old ways with Andrew. I think she's going to be good for a little bit and she'll get caught up in her work. And then right back to square one. I mean, if y'all want to give Molly the benefit of the doubt, go for it. I'm not mad at it. But I just feel like Molly don't know how to do anything but for Molly. And that is where her downfall will always be. Molly does not understand how to be for someone else other than herself. And if she is for somebody else, there's stipulations involved. So, is she really for other people? I don't know. So, I was in there like, okay, girl. And then she got in her feelings when he went and made plans without her. She's like, well, I'm here now. And I was like, see, now you don't like that shit when you do it. When they went to dinner, and he's like, oh, I made plans with so-and-so and so-and-so. You saw how bothered she was. And I'm just like, so you can't have your cake and eat it too, sis. You can't consistently blow him off and then get mad when he made plans without you. And quite frankly, he's well in his rights to make plans because you always got work. You're always going to be doing work. So why want to come to your house and watch you do work? I can go hang out with my friends if that's the case. So I get that. I get where Andrew was coming from. So like I said, I'm really torn between this. So let's talk about it in the comments. Like, let me know what y'all think. Was Molly right? Or, should we be praising Molly for, really putting her foot down and working? Because I'm like, I'm not mad that she's busting her ass and she's doing better at work. I'm not mad at that. Taking on these cases and really solidifying herself as a lawyer. I'm not mad at that, but I just feel like the dismissal of him and her life, like it's easy, and then coming up, showing up with pastries and champagne. It's like, would this be okay if a man did this to you? That is my question. Girl, now, to finish this mess off, Molly and Issa. Now, because it slightly includes... I got something in my teeth, y'all. Because it slightly includes Andrew, I want to bring... this is a good segue. So now, we saw how Issa lost her headliner. I really want to know what happened. So Issa being Issa, she freaks out, of course. And I didn't appreciate how when it happened, no one asked Issa what happened. You know what I mean? Like, she was talking to Lawrence outside, which I thought Molly was trash for making assumptions on that, but that's a different story. But you saw how she's talking to Lawrence. She finds out that Schoolboy Q was no longer going to be her headliner. He dropped out. She comes inside to be like, y'all, I got to take care of some shit. Like, she looked a little off. So I'm surprised that, like, no one was like, or at least Molly would have been like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? And so when Issa calls Molly to ask her to talk to Andrew, again, I'm also torn. Because I understand Molly's frustration in this. Like, you done snubbed me for a couple of dates here, and now you have the nerve to call me to ask me to talk to my man to hook you up? Nah. You bugging. You bugging. So I understand why Molly made the choice to be like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. However, comma, I think she did that shit out of spite. Because if her and Issa were in a good place, she would have told Issa that from the jump. I don't think she would have said, yeah, I can ask, get Issa's hopes up, and then roll back around the next, a few hours later talk about, oh, I didn't ask him and I'm not going to. Because if they were in a good place, she would have been like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to tell you why. I feel like friends would have had that conversation up front. So this is where I'm like, I'm torn because I get that Issa most certainly has taken advantage of Molly's, Captain Save a Hoe kind of vibe. Not that Issa's a hoe, but I get what I'm saying. Molly always had to come and save Issa from different parts of her life. Molly, and that's part of the reason why Molly and Issa thrive so well, is because Issa has to depend on Molly for a lot of different things, right? So Molly, Issa took that for granted. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Issa definitely took for granted the parts of her relationship with Molly that Molly is now taking away from her. So it causes a lot of confusion for Issa because she's like, why not? You could just ask him. Her very cavalier way of like, yeah, girl, can you just pillow talk him? I was kind of just like, you don't ask that. Like, you don't just be like, so, can you ask your man to hook me up? No, that's not how this works. I feel like there's a different way that Issa could have asked her. She could have been like, listen, I'm in a bind. Would you mind talking to Andrew for me? Not even ask for a hookup. Me personally, I would have done two things. And y'all might think I'm wrong for this, but, this is just me. If I had to call up my homegirl who I know her man works for, Live Nation, I probably would have asked for, his contact information. That's what I would have did personally. I'd have been like, hey girl, listen, I'm in a bind. Do you think you could send me Andrew's email? I want to ask him a question to see if he could help. That's what I would have did. I would not have asked her for a hookup, personally. Or I'd have been like, if she was not willing to give me his contact info, I'd have been like, listen, can you just talk to him for me? Just ask him if he's willing to help. Not hook me up. It may or may not work, but like, just if you could just ask him if he could reach out to me or whatever, if he can, put in a good word, something like to say the way she went about it. Like, yeah, can you just hook me up, pillow talk him so he could hook me up? I get why Molly was like, whoa, hold up, pause. We're not even gonna do that right now. You know what I'm saying? Because Issa does have a history of being a little flighty, and screwing things up. And the last thing that, anybody wants is, especially when you're still trying to figure out your bum ass relationship, is to have your friend who screw shit up get in, bring your man into the mix, because now it's gonna look bad for you on your end, right? So yeah, I think Issa definitely was taking Molly using Molly for granted with that situation there. But like I said, I really feel like on Molly's end, you should have just been upfront. This is my problem. They don't communicate. I'm so tired of these two not know how to communicate. I'm so thoroughly annoyed with the lack of communication that they have. I am so annoyed by it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm annoyed. It's annoying. Y'all can get it together. Figure it out. If you seriously did not want to ask Andrew when she was on the phone with you, Molly, you could have said, girl, honestly, I don't think I can do that. I'm not going to do it. And here's why. What is so hard about that? So then for Issa, it comes off as if Molly is gunning for her to fail. So I get that I understand. Issa's kind of like, whoa, what does that mean? Oh, stop it. Because if you tell me, again, this is the same thing that Issa did last episode, you're going to tell me, sure, you're going to do something, and then you renege on it. That to me is wild. Say what the hell you got to say up front. Stop this whole all right, I'm going to get back to you. I might say. Y'all sound dumb. Y'all sound wild crazy, and it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. So this is where my feeling with the show. So they're very on the nose right now about Molly and Issa. And it's kind of like, okay, can y'all just have the falling out so we could be done with this? Because it's getting old now. This petty back and forth is getting old. The lack of communication is getting old. Y'all, get it together. Come on. Y'all, okay. I'm getting a little riled up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. But Yeah, just tell me what, like, seriously, this is what I don't get it. And obviously relationships with women as friends are difficult. We all we all know, we done been there with friends where y'all break up friendships, or y'all drift apart, y'all get back together. So I understand that the dichotomy and the back and forth and just the levels of friendships with, especially with black women. I can't speak for any other race, because as a woman of color, as a black woman, that's all I know. But like, for black women, our friendships can be very, like, we hold on to them so dear, but when it gets bad, you don't want to lose the friendship, so you're hanging on for its dear life. And it's like, sis, at some point y'all gotta walk away from it. If that means for the next few months y'all just chill out and y'all come back together, or you gotta be like, listen, this friendship is just done. Like, I know it's hard, I've been there too many times to count, where I was at fault, the other chick was at fault, or whatever the case may have been. But like, communicate that. Ah. All right, so I am full. Your girl done ate. I am satisfied. But y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode in the comment section down below. Let's talk about it. Y'all be really coming through with the comments and the perspective in the comment section. I appreciate all of y'all, I swear, because legit, some of y'all be really talking about things I didn't even think about. So, pew to you. Okay. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section down below. I'm really enjoying doing these mukbangs and these recaps with you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying them too. Please let me know if you are. If you're not, oh well. But like, really, let's go, y'all. Let's talk down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I am Shayna of AthicasCloset.com, and I will see you in my next video. Deuces, guys.